Sunday on Mansfield today, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's time to calm down. Sometimes what Len Neary and the gang from NAG get together gets you more uptight on a Sunday than any of our shows do during the week. Let's see what they've come up with this weekend.
Hello and welcome to another Mansfield Today, brought to you by nag.co.za. Today I just want to talk to you about notebooks real quick. I have a notebook open over here. It's an old one, but this is just to show you some of the components. The reason why I'm showing you this today is because a family member of mine has just purchased a notebook on special at a local retailer, only to find that that notebook, although supposedly faster than her old notebook, landed up being short of space, and now she's stuck in the situation where she cannot upgrade that. When I say upgrade, I mean open up the back of the notebook as I've done here and replace some of the memory modules with faster or more memory, or indeed replace the hard drive for a bigger hard drive. So before you go and buy that notebook, I want you to consider this as an option. So here I have a notebook that is a Core i5, I think it is. Let's double check it. Yep, it is a Core i5. So you'll see on the little stickers that you generally find on the inside, it'll tell you what it is. Just as a matter of interest, if it is a Core i5, Core i3, Core i7, no matter what generation it is, it's worthwhile having the notebook opened and replacing the hard drive for a bigger hard drive or faster hard drive or faster memory. If it is older than that, so like the Pentiums, Celerons, or some of the older AMD CPUs, not worthwhile upgrading them, because the CPU or the process, the brain behind it is so old that it cannot keep up with today's software and the requirements that the software is throwing at it. So I'm specifically talking about PCs or notebooks that are, I would say 6, 7 years old and younger. You may be able to do some of the slightly older ones, but generally that's just a little rough guide. All right, so this notebook, as I said, I've already opened this. You can clearly see I've opened this. Inside here is a hard drive that is a 500 gig hard drive. Not too concerned about the size overall, because ultimately, as long as you can fit all your documents and your photos and your spreadsheets and whatever you need using your notebook for on here, yeah, the size is not the thing. But this particular notebook is a spinning hard drive, so it's a physical drive that is like a CD player or a record player and spinning inside here. A solid state drive or an SSD is a great alternative, or let me not say alternative, a great upgrade from this. A solid state is flash memory, so it's instant. So if I had to take this notebook and replace well, this one doesn't work. But if I had to put a solid state drive in this notebook and boot it up, it'll be as if I've gone and spent a good couple of £1,000 on a brand new notebook. It'll be that fast, that much of a difference. So that's the first thing you can do. The second thing is these little memory modules that, just so you can see where it goes, it slots in over here on the motherboard. Not all motherboards in a notebook have the option to have the memory modules removed. In this particular instance, you can. And in here, we had 2 4 gig modules. So if I had to go and buy 2 8 gig modules, for example, a minimum of 16 gigs is where you want to be, especially if you're on Windows 10. 16 gig is absolute minimum. Anything less than that, believe me, your experience with your notebook is going to be horrible. So don't be tempted and buy a 8 gig memory notebook, no matter how good that special is. Believe me, you're going to absolutely hate it, and it's going to frustrate the living daylights out of you. So 16 gig is minimum that you want. So if you had to buy even if you just had to go and buy one 16 gig module with an option to maybe in a year or month or whatever the case may be, buy a second 16 gig module, that is great. Do remember that when you buy your second 16 gig module, that it's the same make and has the same frequency. So if you have a look at your motherboard online, you just Google the model number, which you'll find on the back of the notebook. It'll tell you in the specifications what memory it supports, and stick to that specification so that you don't have a situation where the notebook doesn't boot up after you spent the money on your 16 gig or 32 gig or 64 gig memory. So that's it for me for today. I'm going to share a little bit more in depth next week, but for now, please consider upgrading a notebook instead of going and spending that money on a brand new notebook and ultimately not getting your true value and money wasted. What I am prepared to do is, if you're not sure about your notebook, please just send me an email, len@nag.co.za, or in the comments below, just ask your questions, and I'll happily let you know if your notebook is upgradable, because remember, not all notebooks are upgradable. All right, cool. That's it for me for now. Nice and short, nice and sweet. Save some money. Keep up. Bye.
Thank you, Len. Thank you, team. And thank you for watching Mansfield Today. Don't forget, if you like the program, please subscribe. Until next week, bye-bye.